CloudNine by jarrjack. We never wanted to do it. We were just excited, overeager. All the major companies had tried, and all the major companies had failed. Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, none of them got close. It was us, our small indie studio, that figured out how to cheat death. Our team didn't break the news right away, of course. What was the point of telling the world you had figured out the key to digital consciousness transfers if you didn't have any place for those consciousness to live? The technology was only one part of the package. We needed to build an afterlife. It took a while, sure, but not nearly as long as the tech it was made for. I'll be honest with you, it was cheap. What we put on the market, and I swear to God we called it the beta, was like a beautiful, graphics-intensive video game with no code whatsoever. There was a city, a beach, some mountains in the distance. The mountains were unclimbable, and most of the buildings were empty shells. Even the waves on the beach just looped through the same animation every 15 minutes. But the press didn't care. Who gave a shit about quality? We had created a space for the dead to keep living, achieved what was thought impossible, to some, unholy. Within a day, we had 3 billion people on CloudNine's waiting list. That was our first major issue. Do you know how hard it is to store an entire living, breathing human in a digital world? Can you comprehend the work that goes into recreating every aspect of their brain, their personality, their hopes and dreams? Even the minute details, hair, skin, acne, could take months to render. Our servers could handle 1 million, max. What the hell were we supposed to do with the rest of them? We should have told them all, I know, but we got greedy, drunk on the attention. You have to understand, the public didn't just treat us like geniuses, they treated us like gods. In a way, we were. We had created a world, we and we alone, that spat in the face of fate and science. Who could stop us from dictating its rules? Not all of us fed into the holier-than-thou mindset though. Some members of our team scrambled for solutions. We upped the price as high as it could go, $1,000 a pop. That backfired fast when the fucking UN got involved, declared it a violation of human rights to charge for access, for afterlife truly was all that we described. Afterwards, there was no going back. The incident had damaged our credibility. Coming clean would destroy it. The first 1 million came and went, and we knew we were fucked. We considered deleting subsequent consciousnesses on entry. We couldn't. We might have been liars, greedy, self-absorbed narcissists, but none of us wanted to become murderers. Instead, we did something worse. We went ahead with the transfers. And our paradise turned into hell. Let me tell you what happens when you try to upload more minds into a system that's at its limits, when you bypass all rejection messages and warnings. You turn a conscious human into a screaming, garbled mess, reduced to its core emotions, incapable of intelligent thought and suffering, constant, endless pain. Our rendering was also at its limit. These things spawned without limbs, clothes, or sometimes faces. This should have been when we shut the entire goddamn system down, took whatever punishment was placed upon us. We didn't. We couldn't. Instead, we made the things invisible to conscious souls, filled up all those empty building shells to keep our guests distracted, and moved into the alpha release. So here we are. Other companies have cracked the code since, thank God. Ours isn't even the most profitable anymore, not compared to Apple's Eden, or Microsoft's Take-Two, or Facebook's Utopia, or whatever the hell else. But we're still here. We never sold out. And we keep our game running. It got better, eventually, as our budget got higher. We now host thousands of servers, each one containing about 1 million souls. There's enough space to easily hold several billion. For all the monsters we created though, the process couldn't be undone. Their original consciousness had been obliterated during the transformation. These days, CloudNine contains hundreds of unique activities, Surfing, mountain climbing, ziplining, live theater in the city square, the latest movies streamed directly into our servers. You can do everything you could have done in the real world, and so much more. On the off chance that you happen to be a member of the beta server, however, wait for a moment of quiet. Go out to the docks at night, or find a high vantage point, the top of a building or a mountain. If you listen very, very carefully, you might just catch the faintest glimpse of billions of tormented creatures condemned to hell, screaming in perfect unison. We only wish we could have restricted access to adults.